Hello, everybody. It is Friday, March 13th, and welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. Let's get into it. We are going to start today with hockey. Big day for hockey yesterday, so let's get into it. We're going to start today with the Sharks game. This game was in favor of the Sharks. The final score was 4-2. The Sharks over the Boston Bruins in Boston, snapping the Bruins' 13-game home ice win streak. That's great. Let's talk about the game itself before we move on to some bigger points. But looking at the game itself, the Sharks scored 4 goals in a row to open the game. There was a goal from Michael Misa. There was a goal from Tyler Toffoli on the power play. There was a short-handed goal from Colin Graff. And then William Eklund scored one of the craziest goals I've ever seen, maybe the goal of the year, where he sped into towards the net and then shot it. It was deflected off the goalie. The rebound went to Eklund, and in midair, he batted it out of the air into the net, buried it. If you haven't seen the highlight, go take a look because it's a fantastic goal. And it was the 4th goal of the game for the Sharks. And that was all they would need, as 2 more goals would be let in, but that would be it. And the Sharks ended up winning this game 4-2. Taking a look at the stats here, Alex Nedeljkovic, 39 for 41 on saves. He was magnificent. William Eklund, a goal and assist. Michael Misa, the same stats. Tyler Toffoli, the same there. Graf had a goal. Celebrini had an assist. Wenberg and Orlov also had assists in this game. For the Bruins, it was Pastrnak. He had a goal and assist. Minton also had a goal. He actually did not have an assist. I apologize. We should take that one away. But and then Swayman, 24 for 28. He was the Bruins goalie. Let's talk about why the Sharks won this game. There are 2 big reasons for that. Number 1, Alex Nedeljkovic in goal. He has been sensational as of late, and this was maybe his best game of the year. 39 for 41 on saves. He saved 39 shots. That's an incredible amount. They were good looks too. He made some incredible stops. The Sharks defense wasn't doing him many favors, but he stopped all but 2 of the shots that came his way, and Ned was great. The other reason for the Sharks winning was the finishing ability of the forwards. I mean, the Eklund goal was maybe the goal of the year. Michael Misa had a nice passing play with Eklund in order to get a goal for him. Colin Graff, a short-handed breakaway. He got in, and Toffoli off a deflection, deflected off of himself into the goal. But this is the thing I like about the Sharks yesterday is they were getting quality chances for themselves. I mean, sometimes it's hard to create offense for the Sharks if Celebrini isn't out there, but the Sharks were getting good chances that they themselves were creating. Sometimes they just luck into good shots, but they were being aggressive. They were passing the puck nicely. They were getting good looks that they themselves created, and that's why the Sharks were able to win yesterday. What does this mean for the Pacific and for the West and the playoffs in general? Well, it's a huge deal because for the first time in a long time, I can't remember the last time I said this, but the Sharks, with this win yesterday, have passed the Seattle Kraken in the standings and are now in the final wildcard spot in the West. This is fantastic news. I remember back in November and December and a little bit of January saying the Sharks are in a playoff spot. That's great, but the playoffs are a long way away, so we'll see what happens. But now the Sharks are back in a playoff spot, and there is a little over a month left in the season. There is a legit shot for the San Jose Sharks to make the playoffs this year, and that is incredible news. Why are the Sharks in a playoff spot? Well, the Kraken, like I mentioned, they lost yesterday. They lost to the Avalanche 5-1. The Golden Knights, they were the only Western team really that were competing with that won yesterday. They beat the Penguins 6-2. The Preds lost in overtime, so they still got a point. The Mammoth as well. The Oilers lost 7-2 to the Stars, so we're close to them. The Wild lost to the Flyers in a shootout in Minnesota. Jets lost. Ducks lost to the Leafs, and the Blues won. So there are 2 games. So that's why the Sharks are able to win, is because the only teams from the West competing for the wild card spots that won yesterday were the Sharks and the Golden Knights. Everybody else lost or lost in overtime, and the Sharks were able to gain points on a great number of teams, and they've been gaining points slowly but steadily over the past couple of games, like a week or two, and now it's finally paid off, moving ahead of the Kraken by 1 point with 68 into the final wildcard spot. Just a point up, 1 point up on the Kraken, Kings, and Predators. And the next team ahead of us are the Oilers, who are 4 points ahead with 72. We actually play them on Tuesday in Edmonton. That'll be a big matchup. But today, it's just the Kings and the Islanders and just the Blues and the Oilers. Hopefully the Kings and Oilers can lose, and because if the Kings win, then they'll jump over us, but we'll have a chance to get our get back later, and our next game is on Saturday tomorrow. Let's look at, we're going to go to MLB, not MLB, we're going to go to the World Baseball Classic next. Big games today. The first games of the playoff for the WBC are today. Let's take a look at the matchups. We have the Dominican Republic going up against Korea. The Dominican Republic is maybe the hottest team in this tournament. They hit nothing but home runs. They are an incredibly good team. Their lineup, top to bottom, is loaded with MLB talent, and I think they should win this game. Not handedly. It's going to be a bit of a challenge. Korea is a good team, but I don't think it's going to be close after the mid-innings. That's when the DR is going to start to pull away and end the game. But the big one for the United States of America, we have the United States and Canada facing off in the WBC quarterfinal round. This is a big deal here. The USA, much controversy, much topics about their energy level and their, how do you say it? The involvement, the care, I guess, their level of care in this tournament. But they have a chance to end those discussions today by playing well. And just setting the scene here, we have the USA and Canada. We got Michael Soroka going for Canada. For the United States of America, Logan Webb will be making this start. And as a Giants fan, this is great because the last time Logan Webb pitched in a quote-unquote playoff game was in 2021, where he was elite. And he was so good in those playoffs. And if that experience can teach us anything, it's going to let us know that Logan Webb should, based on that experience, those 2 starts he made against the Dodgers and the DS in 21, he should mow down these Canadians, and it should be no problem for him. He was so good in 2021 playoffs that if that happens again, if he's similar to that, it should be no problem for him. So it's going to be great to see Webby make a playoff start again. Hopefully he'll be doing that again in October. But taking a look at the lineup, it's all the stars back in there. We actually have a couple of, actually, it is a bit of a change. We got PCA in there instead of Buxton. But other than that, Witt, Harper, Judge, Schwarber, Bregman, Anthony, Raleigh, Terang, PCA, and Logan Webb getting a start. Canada's lineup is pretty good. They have Otto Lopez, who had a nice breakout year for the Marlins last year. Josh Naylor, he's their best player. Tyler O'Neill, nice outfielder. On Casey, Abraham Toro, Black, Bo Naylor, Denzel Clark, who is a wizard with the glove, and Julian, who is, I remember him from the Twins. But this is a big game for the United States, and this is what I'm looking for from the U.S. to see how they're going to perform in this game and their chances of winning the entire tournament. I just want to look and see what the energy level is from the United States, because if they're acting the same as they did in the pool play, then something is clearly wrong with the team. But if they woke up this morning ready to go, they're hyped, they're celebrating, they're playing hard every single pitch. They're locked in, dialed in, fighting for the win. And you can see that. It's a visible thing that you can see, that I will feel a lot better. But if it's just the same as it was before, then I seriously doubt our chances of winning this tournament. But we'll have to see, I guess. We'll have to see how it goes. And I'll be watching very carefully to see if there's any, mentality, body language stuff going on that could indicate that the United States is here. They're actually here to win. So that's the MLB WBC. We're going to talk about some. Go to football, actually. All the free agent signings have started to become official. And the couple I want to talk about, it just pertain to the 49ers. Mike Evans, we know about that one. But I want to talk again about Dre Greenlaw because I'm pretty sure I mentioned it yesterday and I talked about it yesterday. But I want to keep talking about it because I love Dre Greenlaw. He's one of my favorite players. And I'm so happy he's back. Fred Warner was there when Dre signed his contract, and I'm just so happy for those two to be together again and to play for us again. And I think the big key, something I want to elaborate on, not elaborate on, but bring up that I didn't bring up yesterday. If you remember 2022, where we had Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw went all pro, and you also had Aziz Al-Shire. He was the third linebacker. That was a unbelievable linebacking core, and Aziz left after that year to go to the Texans with D'Amico Ryans. But in his place now is D. Winters, who has fully, pretty much his development is, well, obviously you can continue to grow and get better, but D. Winters, in terms of his like young player development, that's over. He's a full-fledged veteran now. And you add that to Dre Greenlaw coming back and Fred Warner being Fred Warner, then that is a scary linebacking core, and I'm very excited about it because our linebacking core was decimated by injuries last year, and getting those three guys as starters, that is going to be huge because we know about the backups because we saw them all last year because of the injuries. That's a great, great group, very deep group. I like that a lot. I like it a lot. Taking a look at the NBA now. We'll go to some scores from yesterday. Big scores. The Nuggets beat the Spurs 136 to 131. Jokic 31, 20, and 12. Jamal Murray dropped 39. I don't think Wemby played. So you can, you know, chalk that one up. Well, not chalk it up, but you just know Wemby did not play. We had the Thunder beating the Celtics last night, 104-102. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander broke the record for the most consecutive 20-point games. He dropped 35 last night. Nice performance from SGA on 72% efficiency. He only shot 8 free throws, which is pretty good for him. And then you look at the Celtics. Jaylen Brown dropped 34 points in this one. And Jason Tatum did not play in this one as well. So a couple of stars not playing in yesterday's action. The Pistons beat the 76ers. The Heat beat the Bucks. Where did Bam drop? Only 21, which is a lot less, 62 less points than his last time out. But we got some nice games going on already today. We got the Knicks and the Pacers. We got the Cavs and the Mavs. That's fun to say. We got the Pelicans and the Rockets. Not the biggest games, but here's a big one. The Warriors, 32 and 33, under 500. What are we doing there? We're trying really hard, but we just can't seem to do it. You know, what are you going to do? You have the Wolves tonight. That's tough. That's a tough matchup. Ant could play. We don't know yet. We'll see. And that is going to do it for today's episode. I appreciate everyone for watching. Kind of a shorter one today, but I also really want to start watching this game. So I appreciate everyone for watching. It does mean a lot. And I will see you tomorrow.